Page 47. This is We Wish You a Merry Christmas in a jazz style. The jazz style, this is a little misleading because when you get into the 1900s, there's a lot of different styles of music going on at the same time. It just really branched out. So don't think that this is all just jazz style in this time frame. The jazz style started around this time and it's continuing now, but there's a lot of other styles in this time period. So this is a little bit different. We generally just call this contemporary, and that just takes in a wide range of stuff. This is in a jazz style, like jazz music. Jazz is a genre or type of music. Yeah, that's what this is for. So let's go through my routine for this and see what we get. It's 1 page long, treble and bass clef. No sharps or flats in the key signature, so it's either C major or A minor, although in jazz it's kind of hard to tell sometimes because jazz uses a lot of 7th chords and a lot of jazzy chords. Well, look at the bottom and you see this. They've got an A minor chord and a C on the bottom. And you think, okay, this must be an A minor. Actually, it's in C major, but it's jazzy. So yeah, you're going to get this kind of thing. They take a C chord and they add the A to it, and you get that, and it makes it a little, well, that's jazz. That's it. Yeah, but it's C major. Do the scales and arpeggios for both C major and A minor. Make sure you got them all covered. Probably ought to at least be doing them 2 octaves up and down by now. I'm assuming you know them by now, or at least some of them. The ones you know, you do 2 octaves. If you don't know it, you only do it 1 octave. Just learn it first. And then once you're kind of comfortable with it, then you start thinking about 2 octaves. But it's the trill exercise that will do you the most good. And then the accents will help too. And then it's in 4/4 time. Okay. 1 hand at a time. They have a swing thing up there at the top. I'll come back to that. Right now I'm playing the 8th notes all even. We're just doing a straight rhythm here. The right hand, when it comes in, you're here. It's 4. 1 and 2 and 3. And the 3rd finger. 1 and 2 and right there. Major 4. 1 and 2 and that's tied. And if this rhythm throws you, then take out the tie and play all of those notes. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. That's all it is. But then once you can do that okay, then put the tie in. Just hang on to the note. 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and rest and 2nd finger. Cross over. Measure 6. 1 and 2 and 3 and. If you don't want to be up in here, then on the last beat there, measure 6 instead of 2, use 3. That way you can use 2/5 if you want. Depends on how big your hands are and how fat your fingers are. Otherwise, use the fingering in the book. And 2 and 1 and 2 and 2 and. What's this? Measure 9. 1 and 2 and 3 and. See, the 8th note came first. Usually on a dotted rhythm, the short note comes last, but it doesn't have to. And then triplet. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. There. 1, this is measure, what, 11? 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. And it's tied. Just hold on to it. Measure 13 triplets. 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. Then lift up. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and. Just reach up. And then measure 17. It's the same notes, but it has an ABA over it so that you come up here. And then what? 4th finger again. That's all right. Lift up and this is C major scale going down. And triplets. 1 and 2 and. Put a little accent on the beat. And the right hand goes on. See the RH there? It means the right hand plays all of it. Because sometimes the left hand will take over. But they want the right hand to do it all for some reason. Whatever. I would just soon let the left hand have finish it up. I could come down to here. You just easily let the left hand finish it. But it's got to sound like one hand plays it all if you do that. Otherwise, let the right hand finish it off. And then here, it's an F, a B, and a D sharp. So you spell out these chords if you have to. Here, and then an A minor chord. Just come up. That's fun. Left hand, we have this pattern going on. 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2. And a bunch of quarter notes. Just connect them all. Put the hands together. Well, in the second measure, it's here. The third measure. Yeah, see, they're not playing together. 1 and 2 and. West. You put the hands together. Then go back over and get rid of the hesitations. Keep it as slow as you got to, but no hesitations. A steady beat throughout. And once we've done that, I think about the articulation. When there's nothing marked, you have a choice. You play them connected if you want, or play them slightly disconnected. Ways of interpreting it. They didn't say anything. What do you want to do? There will be people with some strong opinions about this. Go away. I'm just having fun here. Here. Make sure you're lifting up for the phrasing here. Again, when the right hand plays. Accents and measure an 8. Just give a little extra. Measure 10, it's an accent staccato. You can connect this if you want to, or disconnect it. Accent. Give it. Solo, and then connect all this together, and then accent the last note. Give that little extra. A little bit on these accents. It's normal to accent syncopated notes. When you play a note a little off, you accent it. It's like in the measure 4, accent. They don't tell you to. That's interpretation. You just do it. So then you measure 8. They do. I've been doing it all along because it's syncopated. Then think about the dynamics. Moderately loud at the beginning. Whenever you think mezzo forte is, I don't know. Then the right hand, it's loud. Keep the left hand in the background. Now measure 10, they want you to go up to moderately loud. Well, I was already loud. Keep in mind that the music doesn't tell you everything. It gives you guides. You have to fill in the blanks. So in measure 10, if I get a crescendo or hairpin to crescendo up to moderately loud, obviously I'm softer than that to start with. So on measure 9, I might be loud. But on this, I'm going to come down to soft and go back up. Just because the hairpin is there, I just know I got to come down and go back up. That's loud, or a little louder, it's accented. And then soft. There. Measure 14, 15 it is. Your hairpin. You're loud, soft, and then sort of soft going up. And crescendo up to moderately loud. So you see in measure 19 the MF, and after that is a crescendo. That's the same thing as a hairpin. There isn't really room to put a hairpin in there. The notes are in the way. Crescendo does it. You're continuing to get loud. So you're moderately loud. You're going to go all the way up to loud, at least at the bottom. And then FF is fortissimo here. Again, stay relaxed. All you're doing is using a lot of weight when you play loud. Don't, Now they've added a little bit of pedal here at the bottom, and I disagree with pedaling this. I don't want to pedal that run. You pedal if you want to, but then lift it up partway through so it clears it out. In this piece, I would not pedal that at all. I wouldn't pedal any of those. But the last two measures, you can pedal those for the overtones. And just push the pedal down with the notes here, and change it here, and then lift it all together. That's the only pedaling they're going to do. I'm not going to bother to show it because you can do that, I'm sure. Now we need to put this into a jazzy style. Bright swing, that's what they tell you. We're going to swing the counting. We're going to swing the eighth notes. Instead of 1 and 2 and, it's going to be 1 and 2. And you count it that way. See, they tell you up above where 2 eighth notes is a triplet. That's the way they notate it, but that's not exactly correct. It's not, I shouldn't say that, it's not accurate. You feel this. Sometimes those short notes are going to be shorter than that. And sometimes they might be longer than that. It's however you feel it. But it works because then the triplets kind of fall right into it. It's so close together, it just works. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, 1 and 2, 1 and 2, 1 and 2 and 3. See, that's a short. Shorter than an eighth note because it's on the short side of the short long. Longs. 1, 2, 3. So it just falls in that way. You just feel it. At the end, you see broadly. That means you throw the rhythm out. Basically, you just play them real slow. Just whatever. The beat kind of stops at that point. It's just, it ends there. And then now it's just whatever. Here, it's like an afterthought or a coda on the end. Play Don't Copy Me. You get into it and you make it yours.